कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। हरे कृष्णा। So today is the Kartik Purnima. Every Purnima, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, in Vrajbhumi, he performs the Rasa dance. And today is the final Purnima of this month of Kartik. It also began with Purnima. The beginning day of the Purnima, the first Purnima is called Sharat Purnima. And today is the Kartik Purnima. So in between these Purnima is the auspicious month of Kartik. And where we have this opportunity to serve the Supreme Lord by offering the lamp of devotion, dedication, commitment, and surrender. I hope most of you, all of us, would have certainly taken advantage of this month. Also, today is the disappearance of two very exalted acharyas, the eternal associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have the disappearance of Srila Bhugarbha Goswami. Most of you would not be knowing much of Bhugarbha Goswami. Anyone who knows about Srila Bhugarbha Goswami? No. Srila Bhugarbha Goswami is the disciple of Sri Gadadhar Pandit. So Bhugarbha Goswami was a constant companion of Srila Loknath Goswami. And both of them were the first associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come for exploration of Vrindavan Dham. In fact, they were the first two devotees who were sent by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Vrindavan to rediscover the lost pastime places of Lord Krishna. Srila Bhugarbha Goswami along with Loknath Goswami, they found more than 300 pastime places of Lord Krishna in Vrajbhumi. And his name is Bhu. Bhu means earth and Garbha means the womb. He was so staunch in his bhajan that even at that time, not to be affected by external distractions, he used to go beneath the earth and perform his bhajan. So he is known as Bhugarbha. Very, very intense service Srila Bhugarbha Goswami did to carry out the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu along with Srila Loknath Goswami, in short. And also today is the disappearance of Sri Kashishwar Pandit. I don't know any of you know about Srila Kashishwar Pandit. You should know. If you have actually, those who are actually at least initiated. So how you are in the family? If you don't know the family members, then how can you claim to be in the family? Srila Kashishwar Pandit is the god brother of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the disciple of Sripad Ishwarpuri. Most of you all have been to Jaipur. In the Radha Govind Dev deities, in the sanctum sanctorium of Radha Govind Dev, along with the deity of Radha Govinda, there is the deity of small deity. I showed those who went, I very clearly showed that deity. What is the name of that deity? This reveals that there is hardly any linkage or lineage. रम्या, आपको भी नहीं याद है?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। नहीं प्रभु जी।
That is Gaur Govinda deities. That is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For the first time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his deity form, he traveled outside Bengal and came to Vrindavan. Of course, Radha Govind Dev, he moved on from Vrindavan to Jaipur, and so did the Gaur Govinda deity. So that Gaur Govinda deity was carved by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself and given to Kashishwar Pandit. Because Kashishwar Pandit was feeling so much separation from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when the deities of Govind Dev were discovered, so he wanted them to be worshipped by Kashishwar Pandit, very pure person. And while he was in Jagannath Puri, Kashishwar Pandit used to be the personal bodyguard of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was very well built, very strongly built. And he would serve Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu while Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on his aesthetic emotions. He would dance, he would take darshans, or he would be within the Jagannath Puri area. So he was there serving Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very diligently. Today is also his disappearance. And of course, today is Krishna's Ras Yatra. Krishna performs the Rasa Leela, Rasa dance. That is the perfection of human form of life. What is perfection? To be able to enter the Rasa dance party of Krishna. So this time when we went, we saw even the stalwarts like Brahma, Shiva, Narada, and even Lakshmi, they cannot get entered. What is the possibility of other jivas? Srila Prabhupada, in 1970s, he was giving initiation to one of his female disciples. And he named her Ras Parayan Dasi. And because she was a Westerner, she inquired from Prabhupada that what does it mean to be Ras Parayan. So Prabhupada said Ras Parayan means one who dances with Krishna in Rasa dance. Prabhupada said you are Dasi. So Prabhupada is enabling everyone, each and every one of his followers. Prabhupada in many of the purports says. But Prabhupada told her, but remember, there is no ballroom dance with Krishna. It is not like the mundane affair of this material world where a girl and a boy is dancing. It is completely transcendental. So Krishna performs the Rasa Yatra. Also today is the marriage of Tulsi Devi with Shaligram. And also today is the appearance, no, it's disappearance. Disappearance of Sripad Nimbarkacharya. Sripad Nimbarkacharya represent which sampradaya? None of you know. This all of you must be knowing. You must all be knowing the four sampradayas and the four acharyas and the four philosophies.
कुमार संप्रदाय प्रभु जी।
Yes, he represents the four Kumaras. What are the name of the four Kumaras?
सनत, सनक, सनंद, सनंद, सनातन।
No. Go slowly. Of course,
सनक,
Sanaka is a
सनत, सनत,
Sanat,
सनंद, सनानंद, सनत
Sanandana
कुमार,
and
सनंदना, सनत कुमार।
Sanat Kumar. Yes, now you are right. It is Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumar. So all these four. and he is known as Nimbarkaha. He made the sun disappear behind the neem tree and made it appear again. So he is known as Nimbarkaha. Neem is the tree of the neem tree, and Arka means the sun. So he who made the sun rise from behind the tree of neem, so is Nimbarkacharya. So very, very important auspicious day. And from tomorrow, when the Kartik ends, what begins? Vrata remains. The Kartik Vrata is over, but from tomorrow we have Katyani Vrata. All the dancers, those who participated with Krishna in the Rasa dance, they will perform the Katyani Vrata. Very austere Vrata in the midst of the most coldest of month. Okay, we will resume our Srimad Bhagavatam. Let us see how far we can come close to the first canto. So going further forward, we see on this chapter that Srila Suta Goswami is narrating about the return of Mahatma Vidur. And we saw how overwhelmingly he is being received with open hearts by all the royal order of Hastinapur, including the king, the queen, and all the uh, key ministers and key members of the royal family. Verse number 8. Yudhishthira uvacha api smaratha na yushmat paksha chaya samedhitan vipadganad vishagnedhe mochitayat samatraka. So Maharaj Yudhishthir said, my uncle, do you remember how you always protected us along with our mother? Vipad ganad yat sa matraka. Matraka means mother. Sa means along with. And at the time of all the calamities. So you protected us from all sorts of calamities. Your partiality, like the wings of a bird, saved us from poisoning. It is Visha. And arson. Arson is Agni, the firehouse which was set by the sons of Dhritarashtra. Due to Pandu's death at an early age, his minor children and widow were the object of special care by all the elderly members of the family, especially Bhishmadev and Mahatma Vidur. Vidur was more or less partial to the Pandavas due to their political position. Although Dhritarashtra was equally careful for the minor children of Maharaj Pandu, he was one of the intruding parties who wanted to wash away the descendants of Pandu and replace them by raising his own sons to become the rulers of the kingdom. Mahatma Vidur could follow this intrigue of Dhritarashtra and company, and therefore, even though he was a faithful servitor of his eldest brother Dhritarashtra, he did not like his political ambition for the sake of his own sons. He was therefore very careful about the protection of the Pandavas and their widowed mother. Thus, he was, so to speak, partial to the Pandavas, preferring them to the sons of Dhritarashtra. Although he was equally affectionate to both parties in his ordinary eyes, he was equally affectionate to both the camps of nephews in the sense that he always chastised Duryodhana for his intriguing policies against his cousins. All these different activities of Vidura within the palace politics made him well known as partial to the Pandavas. Maharaj Yudhishthir has referred to the past history of Vidura before his going away from home for a prolonged pilgrim journey. Maharaj Yudhishthir reminded him that he was both kind and partial to his grown-up nephews. Even after the Battle of Kurukshetra, a great family disaster. Before the Battle of Kurukshetra, Dhritarashtra policy was peaceful annihilation of his nephews, and therefore he ordered Purochana to build the house of Lak at Varnavrata. And when the building was finished, Dhritarashtra desired that his brother's family live there for some time. When the Pandavas were going there in the presence of all the members of the royal family, Vidura tactfully gave instructions to the Pandava about the future plans of Dhritarashtra. This is specifically described in the Mahabharata, Adi Parva 133. He indirectly hinted a weapon not made of steel or any other material element can be more than sharp enough to kill an enemy. And he who knows this is never killed. That is to say, he hinted that the party of the Pandavas were being sent to Varnavrata to be killed, and thus he warned Yudhishthira to be very careful in their new residential palace. He also gave indications of fire and said that fire cannot extinguish the soul, but can annihilate the material body. But one who protects the soul can live. Kunti could not follow such indirect conversations between Maharaj Yudhishthira and Vidura, and when she inquired from her son about the purport of the conversation, Yudhishthira replied that from the talks of Vidur it is understood that there is a hint of fire in the house where they were proceeding. Later on, Vidura came in disguise to the Pandavas and informed them that the housekeeper was going to set fire to the house on the 14th night of the waning moon. It was an intrigue of Dhritarashtra that the Pandavas might die altogether with their mother. And by Vidura's warning, the Pandavas escaped through a tunnel underneath the earth, so that their escape was also unknown to Dhritarashtra. So much so that after setting the fire, the Kauravas were so certain of the death of the Pandavas that Dhritarashtra performed the last rites of death with great cheerfulness. And during the mourning period, all the members of the palace became overwhelmed with lamentation. But Vidura could not become so because of his knowledge that the Pandavas were alive somewhere. There are many such instances of calamities, and in each of them, Vidura gave protection to the Pandavas on one hand, and on the other, he tried to restrain his brother Dhritarashtra from such intriguing policies. Therefore, he was always partial to the Pandavas, just as a bird protects its egg by its wing. So, we see in the heart of Maharaj Yudhishthir, although he has become the emperor, he has become the emperor of the entire world, the worldly planet. But as soon as he gets an opportunity to meet and greet Mahatma Buddha, what he is expressing from his heart is gratitude. This should be the attitude of a spiritual practitioner. If in his heart he does not have gratitude for those who are protecting us, or for those who are inspiring us or making ways for us for our welfare and spiritual elevation, then progress is not possible. How much Prabhupada has gone at length to explain all the incidents and how Mahatma Vidur played a key role in protection. And upfront, Maharaj Yudhishthir he is expressing his gratitude, his indebtedness towards Vidur Maharaj. कायावृत्या व्यतीतं वस चाराब्दी मंडलम तीर्थानि क्षेत्र मुख्यानि सेवितानि हा भूतले. While traveling on the surface of the earth, how did you maintain your livelihood? Kaya vritya, vratitam, yes. How did you? Vratitam means how did you maintain? What? Kaya. At which holy places and pilgrimages site did you render service? See how knowledgeable is Maharaj Yudhishthira. He did not ask what all did you see, whom all did you meet. What he is asking, what are the holy places where you rendered service? Vidura went from one palace to Vidura went out from the palace to detach himself from the household affairs, especially political intrigues. As referred to herein before, he was practically insulted by Duryodhana, calling him a son of Shudrani. Although it was not out of place to talk loosely in the case of one's grandmother. Vidura's mother, although a Shudrani, was the grandmother of Duryodhana. And funny talks are sometimes allowed between grandmother and grandchildren, but because the remark was an actual fact, it was unpalatable talk to Vidura, and it was accepted as a direct insult. He therefore decided to quit his paternal house and prepare for the renounced order of life. This preparatory stage is called Vanprasthashram, or retired life for traveling and visiting the holy places on the surface of the earth. In the holy places of India like Vrindavan, Haridwar, Jagannath Puri and Prayag, there are many great devotees, and there are still free kitchen houses for persons who desire to advance spiritually. Maharaj Yudhishthir was inquisitive to learn whether Vidura maintained himself by the mercy of free kitchen houses, chhatras. Very important. Prabhupada is talking about how such vanprasthas, those who are uh, in the process of being completely renounced from all material connections. So they require some support. Now, what is that support? The support is that there has to be a free kitchen. Prabhupada is using the word free kitchen so that these serious spiritual seekers, those who are not in the grahastha life, so they cannot earn. So how they will be maintained? How they will survive? How they will maintain their body and soul together? This is what the question was. And how did you maintain yourself, your livelihood? So there must be free kitchen. And our society is very, very pleased and proud. My heart, really swells when every time I go to Vrindavan and I see that Prashadam Hall. You all witness that Prashadam Hall? It's called the Krishna Hall, where the function was of Srila Prabhupada's disappearance and also for Guru Maharaj. That is the place where every day thousands of sadhus are fed as a free kitchen. You don't charge anything. Anyone and everyone, we did not pay anything while we were in Krishna Balaram temple taking lunch. For so many years we are coming. Did anyone ask any penny from us? No. It's a free kitchen. It's a full free kitchen. Is it required? If the society does not do that, then they will not have ideal Vanprasthas. That is why there is no Varnashram Vyavastha. There is no Varnashram order. Why? Because there is no support structure. So Prabhupada, see, when he has written this purport, this purport would be, this is the first canto. First canto Srila Prabhupada completed before leaving for US. So it is before 1965. The Prabhupada is emphasizing here that there must be free kitchens so that these sincere seekers of spiritual perspective, spiritual objective, they can fulfill. So how important, I was hearing one devotee speak today in the morning. So he said Prabhupada's movement is free distribution of three things. Of course, free distribution is of prasad, that is one. What are the other two things? It is freely distributed, must be freely distributed. The holy names, Harinam. His Grace Balabhadra Prabhu has started in our temple also. Every day, he has some volunteers who try to catch people, those who are coming in the temple, and make them chant at least one round. And every day we have announcement, hundreds are getting benefit. And those who become serious, they give them beads also, so that they can continue to chant. And of course, the third distribution is the book distribution. So now for us, the Katyani Vrat begins from tomorrow. What is the Katyani Vrat? Is to distribute Srila Prabhupada's book. Please plan, all of you. And please try to expand. For last 2 days, Mohan Rupa Prabhu, our temple president, has been buzzing me, giving me messages after messages. That how much is your pledge? And he says that it cannot be the same what it was before here, because this is the year of separation of Guru Maharaj. So we have to do more. So all of you, I am requesting all of you that you also make a commitment to yourself. So from tomorrow will be 16th of November. So in next 1 week, please give me your dispatches. Where all, how many books is to be sent. Okay, Dayashil, start from tomorrow. And don't wait what IARI students are speaking. Then you won't be able to distribute anything. We always follow what our acharyas say, what our authorities say, what spiritual people say. Otherwise, in this world, if you follow the materialist people, then you cannot move an inch, you cannot budge an inch in spiritual practice. Pradeep, in Bangalore also you open up. Okay? Don't remain in a shell of your own, guided by own mind and intelligence. That how can I preach? How can I speak? On our own, we can do nothing. We are good for nothing. We are useless people. But let us be utilized by the instrument of our spiritual master and the Guru Parampara. So each one of us start planning. I've started planning. I've started to speak with people also. Yeah, because at least the effort should be there. Where we are lacking, there is the effort is not there. The inclination is not there. That desire is not there. Then you cannot distribute books. If the desire is there and you persistently try, attempt, Krishna will reciprocate. People will accept. That we see every time when we perform any service in Krishna consciousness. So what is most important is the intent. And then it is to be backed up by one's effort. So here we see the intent of Maharaj Yudhishthir. His heart is filled with indebtedness towards Vidur Maharaj, the Mahatma Vidur, that how Vidur protected them and saved them. Today, what they are because of Vidur's protection. Bhavadvida Bhagavata Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho Tirtha Kurvanti Tirthani Swantastena Gadabhrita. Very beautiful verse. This verse is the verse to be memorized. It says, Bhavad Vidha Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho. Although apparently Mahatma Vidur went to the places of pilgrimage. But what he is saying, that you are such a pure person, that you are the personification of the places of pilgrimage. Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibhu. That you are so powerful, you have such purity, you have such empowerment by the Lord, that wherever you are, that place is the place of pilgrimage. And when you go to such places of pilgrimage, what you do, you sanctify the holy places because of your presence. Why? Because in your heart, Swanta Asthena, Swa Antha Asthena. Antha means the inside of the heart. Swa Antha Asthena. Inside your heart, what you are carrying? Gadabhrita. That is the name of personality of Godhead. Krishna is Gadhabhrita. How this name comes? Gadhabhrita. We have covered this. Why the word Gadhavrita is there? Why Krishna is referred as Gadhavrita? You are hearing for the first time this Krishna's name. Krishna's name is because of his lila or because of his action. What is Gadhavrita? Quickly, हाँ ना बोलो, आता है नहीं आता है? How did Parikshit Maharaj see Krishna in the womb? What did he see? हमने पढ़ा था ना अभी लास्ट चैप्टर में. क्या देखा परीक्षित महाराज ने? What did he see? Yes, Madan Swarup Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Bhaji. He saw Supreme Lord to the size of thumbnail.
And what was he doing?
He had covered the embryo. He was
Yes.
protecting from heat.
रम्या बोलिए.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी. प्रभु जी, भगवान अपने गदा से जो ब्रह्मास्त्र था उसके प्रभाव को खत्म कर रहे थे.
Who is he? He is Gadhavrita. He was protecting the child with his weapon, the club. So his name is Gadhavrita. And what feature of this manifestation of Krishna's form is because of his function. Very important. Every form of Krishna is manifested because to perform some function, some lila. And what is the lila? That he was to save his pure devotee, Parikshit Maharaj, who was being attacked in the womb. So he used his club. You read Mr. Madan Sarudji, this is what is written there, that he was encircling the club. And that is why he is called as Gadhavrita. So, very important, this verse is very, very significant verse. This is the exalted position of Mahatma Vidur, which Yudhishthir Maharaj is revealing, that Tirtha Kurvanti Tirthan, that you verify, you purify the places of pilgrimage. My Lord, devotees like your good self are verily holy places personified. Bhavat Vidha Bhagavata Tirtha. Because you carry the personality of Godhead within your heart, you turn all places into places of pilgrimage. This is what we see in the line of our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. Wherever he went, New York has become a holy place. Los Angeles has become a holy place. New Delhi has become a holy place. Why? Because Srila Prabhupada has traversed here. He has performed his unflinching devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. The personality of Godhead is omnipresent by his diverse potencies everywhere. Just as the power of electricity is distributed everywhere within space, similarly the Lord's omnipresence is perceived and manifested by his unalloyed devotees like Vidura. Lord's omnipresence is perceived and manifested by his unalloyed devotees like Vidura. Just as electricity is manifested in an electric bulb, a pure devotee like Vidura always feels the presence of the Lord everywhere. He sees everything in the potency of the Lord and the Lord in everything. The holy places all over the earth are meant for purifying the polluted consciousness of the human being by an atmosphere surcharged with the presence of the Lord's unalloyed devotees. If anyone visits a holy place, he must search out the pure devotees residing in such holy places. Take lessons from them. Try to apply such instructions in practical life and thus gradually prepare oneself for the ultimate salvation going back to Godhead. To go to some holy places of pilgrimage does not mean only to take a bath in the Ganges or Yamuna or to visit temples situated in those places. One should also find representative of Vidura who have no desire in life save and except to serve in those holy places. One should also find representatives of Vidura. Okay. The personality of Godhead is always with such pure devotees because of their unalloyed service, which is without any tinge of fruitive action or utopian speculation. They are in the actual service of the Lord, specifically by the process of hearing and chanting. Very important. They are in the actual service of Lord, specifically by the process of hearing and chanting. The pure devotees hear from the authorities and chant, sing, and write of the glories of the Lord. Mahamuni Vyasadeva heard them from Narad, and then he chanted them in writing. Shukdev Goswami studied them from his father, and he described them to Parikshit. That is the way of Srimad Bhagavatam. So by their actions, the pure devotees of the Lord can render any place into a place of pilgrimage, and the holy places are worth the name only on their account. Such pure devotees are able to rectify the polluted atmosphere of any place. And what to speak of the holy places rendered unholy by the questionable actions of interested persons who try to adopt a professional life at the cost of reputation of a holy place. There's a very interesting story. When Maharaj Bhagirath was performing his severe austerity to bring Mother Ganges on this earthly planet. And initially she was giving many reasons why she could not come. And one of the reasons she said that is the force that she has. It will inundate the entire world, the entire planet Earth. So Bhagirath again prayed to Lord Shiva and made him agree to hold the force of Ganges in his hair locks, in his jata. And then Mother Ganges told Bhagirath that if I come down to this earthly planet, so all these sinners will come and they will take bath in me and they will all pollute me. So how can I come here? And how can I become polluted by the polluted consciousness of the people of age of Kali? So Bhagirath said that don't worry, Mother Ganges, Ganga Devi, when you come to earth, not only sinners will come and take bath, but there will be holy men. The pure devotees of Krishna will also come and take bath. And when they take bath, they will purify you. That is Tirtha Kurvanti Tirthani. Gangara Parasha Hoile Pashate Pava Darshane Pavitra Karo Ei Tumhar Go. Narottam Das Thakur writes his glorification to the Vaishnavas, Vaishnava Vigyapti, that one may be purified by taking many times bath in Ganges. But by the mere glance of a pure devotee, one can be uplifted to the pure platform of spiritual Krishna consciousness. So Mahatma Vidur, how he is being received, and you see how the gratitude is there in the core of the heart. And what is the spiritual level of Mahatma Vidur? Apina sruhdastata bandhava Krishna devata drishta shruta vayadava swapuryam sukhamashate. My uncle, you must have visited Dwarika. Is that holy place? In that holy place are our friends and well-wishers, the descendants of Yadu, who were always wrapped in the service of Lord Shri Krishna. You might have seen them or heard about them. Are they all happily? Are they all living happily in their abode? The particular word Krishna Devata is those who are always wrapped in the service of Lord Krishna is significant. The Yadavas and the Pandavas, who was always wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna and his different transcendental activities, were all pure devotees of the Lord like Vidur. Vidur left home in order to devote himself completely to the service of the Lord. But the Pandavas and the Yadavas were always wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna. Thus, there is no difference in their pure devotional qualities, either remaining at home or leaving home. The real qualification of a pure devotee is to become wrapped in the thought of Krishna favorably. What is the song verse which Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes? Grihe thako, vane thaka. Either you remain inside the house or you go out and preach. But what is the condition? That you always remember Krishna. So the same quality Srila Prabhupada is conveying, that either remaining at home or leaving home, the real qualification of a pure devotee is to become wrapped in the thought of Krishna favorably, knowing well that Krishna is the absolute personality of Godhead. Kamsa, Jarasan, Shishupal and other demons like them were also wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna, but they were absorbed in a different way, not favorably, namely unfavorably, or thinking him to be a powerful man only. Therefore, demons like Kamsa and Shishupala are not at the same level as pure devotees, like Vidura, the Pandavas, and the Yadavas. Iti yukto dharmarajena sarvam tad samavarnaya. यथा अनुभूतं क्रमशः विनायदुकूलशयं विनायदुकूलाशयम्. Thus being questioned by Maharaj Yudhishthir, Mahatma Vidur gradually described everything he had personally experienced except news of the annihilation of the Yadu dynasty. Nanu apriyam durvishaham निर्नाम स्वयं उपस्थितम न वेदय न वेदयात् सकरुणा दुखितान् द्रष्टुम अक्षमा. Compassionate Mahatma Vidur could not stand to see the Pandavas distressed at any time. Therefore, he did not disclose this unpalatable and unbearable incident, because calamities come of their own accord. So Vidur did not speak everything. According to Niti Shastra civil laws, one should not speak an unpalatable truth to cause distress to others. Distress comes upon us in its own way by the laws of nature. So one should not aggravate it by propaganda. For a compassionate soul like Vidur, especially in his dealings with his beloved Pandavas, it was almost impossible to disclose an unpalatable piece of news like the annihilation of the Yadu dynasty. Therefore, he purposely refrained from it. Kashchit kalam athavatse satkrito devavat sukham bhatur jeshtasya shreyaskre sarvesham sukhamavahan. Thus, Mahatma Vidur, being treated just like a godly person by his kinsmen, remained there for a certain period just to rectify the mentality of his eldest brother, and thereby he also brought happiness to all the others. Saintly persons like Vidura must be treated as well as the denizens from heaven. In those days, denizens of heavenly planets used to visit homes like that of Maharaj Yudhishthir, and sometimes persons like Arjuna and others used to visit higher planets. Narada is a spaceman who can travel unrestrictedly, not only within the material universe, but also in the spiritual universes. Even Narada used to visit the palace of Maharaj Yudhishthir, and what to speak of other celestial demigods. It is only the spiritual culture of the people concerned that makes interplanetary travel possible. Even in the present body, Maharaj Yudhishthir therefore received Vidura in the manner of reception offered to the demigods. Mahatma Vidur had already adopted the renounced order of life, and therefore he did not return to his paternal place to enjoy some material comforts. He accepted out of his own mercy that was offered to him by Maharaj Yudhishthir. But the purpose of living in the palace was to deliver his elder brother. Dhritarashtra was too much materially attached. Dhritarashtra lost all his state and descendants in the fight with Maharaj Yudhishthir. And still, due to the sense of helplessness, he did not feel ashamed to accept the charity and hospitality of Maharaj Yudhishthir. On the part of Maharaj Yudhishthir, it is quite in order to maintain his uncle in a befitting manner. But acceptance of such magnanimous hospitality by Dhritarashtra was not at all desirable. He accepted it because he thought that there was no alternative. Vidura particularly came to enlighten Dhritarashtra and to give him a lift to the high status of spiritual cognition. It is the duty of enlightened souls to deliver the fallen ones, and the Vidura came for that reason. But talks of spiritual enlightenment are so refreshing that while instructing Dhritarashtra, Vidura attracted the attention of all the members of the family, and all of them took pleasure in hearing him patiently. This is the way of spiritual realization. The message should be heard attentively, hear very attentively. How Prabhupada is giving the key. This is the way of spiritual realization. The message should be heard attentively, and if spoken by realized soul, it will act on the dormant heart of the conditioned soul. And by continuously hearing, one can attain the perfect stage of self-realization. So I'll stop here. Tomorrow I'll proceed from verse number 15. So we saw in this section how Yudhishthir Maharaj is expressing his gratefulness towards Mahatma Buddha for all that he has done. Protect them. Hare Krishna. Any question? Any contribution? Comment? Tirtha kurvanti tirthani. Very famous verse. पूछिए जो चर्चा है. Yes, Manoram Prabhu. Just give me a moment. I'll just join you.
Vidura was
Just a moment.
yes.
Yes, Prabhu. Go ahead.
Prabhuji, we have seen that Mahatma Vidura was received by everyone, everyone's presence. They let him take rest, and after that, gradually that conversation started. So in
Yes.
that time, Prabhuji, when Yudhishthira was asking the question whether Dhritarashtra and other were also present, or
Yes.
he was asking in seclusion.
Yes, of course. Because Yudhishthira Maharaj was the king now. So he represented everyone. But the expression of the feeling is personal. What Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying. So it was so that, after the travel and all, after he exchanged the pleasantries, Everyone was elated to see the return of Vidur Mahatma. So that time they did not inquire from him. And he rested. And when he was again refreshed, so he was inquired by Yudhishthir Maharaj. That must be in the court or in the palace where all the royal members are there. It's not specifically mentioned, but if I see the Acharya's commentary, some hint will be there. But I don't intend to. So whatever is required, Prabhupada has given. Hare Krishna. Try to feel the scene which is being there, which we are discussing. One Srila Prabhupada disciple, Maharaj, he always used to say, you should participate. You should be the participant. You should not remain a spectator. Most of the time, you remain a spectator. हाँ विदुर जी का चल रहा है युधिष्ठिर महाराज कहता हमें क्या लेना है? What we have to do in that? No, we can enter with a participating heart. Okay, so I'll stop here. I'll end. So don't think that the vrata is over. After Kartik vrata, the Katyayani vrata is many times more austere than the Kartik vrata. And the Katyayani vrata, if we all want to join Krishna's dance party, then we have to perform Katyayani. Hare Krishna.